plenty of space to sleep. Whew. In my new bird's nest stealth shelter, and before it gets too dark, I want to just get the ground a bit smoother. I built it this morning, but I was so knackered I couldn't quite finish it. I would have liked to have prepared the ground, but like I say, I was too tired this morning, so we're going to just clear it of anything that could puncture the air mattress, sharp sticks, etc. Then we're going to have a lovely stealth camp here tonight. We hope, we trust. No reason why there shouldn't be. I must say, I'm so chuffed and pleased with myself. I've been living for the past week on just prepper foods, the past 2 weeks in fact, on prepper foods, to see how I react to them. And I'm really pleased to say that prepper foods, no problem. You know, I think one sometimes wonders whether it's not so much, obviously they're nutritious enough for you, it's a matter of you wonder whether your body, whether your mind will be happy while you're eating these foods. So that is, to me, the bigger problem, is to test yourself to see whether you can cope with prepper foods, etc. So that should be fine for our blowout mattress. I'll blow it up just now. I think while the light is still reasonable. Let's have some supper, show you what type of prepper foods we have and have been having. And you know, I took up stealth camping to see how it would agree with me if one were forced into a situation where one had to flee and stealth camp. Would I be scared of the dark? Would I be scared of sleeping out alone in the dark forest or wherever? Over the course of time, it's just proved no problem. So let's just show you, for example, I've been really enamored with these flatbreads, which I consider a bit of a prepper food. Lovely and flat. I'm getting better at making them. Let's get a spoon. Now, pilchards on bread, I don't know whether you consider that. I consider that quite a luxury as far as prepper foods are concerned. Pilchards on bread, just added a bit of vinegar, but you know, I've been living on lentils and rice, so pilchards on bread should be a real treat. So yum yum. And I found that it's quite delicious. I found that you don't have to have caviar, champagne, steak. I haven't drunk any alcohol for 2 weeks, no coffee for 2 weeks, no junk food, no chocolates, marshmallows, potato chips, biscuits, nothing of the sort. And it's been perfectly okay. The world hasn't ended. I haven't felt depressed. I'm really enjoying. Now you can't get anything cheaper and easier to make than flatbread. Open a tin of pilchards. And it's just totally enjoyable. So I consider stealth camping to be an experiment where you're the guinea pig. You want to see, if you took a whole lot of people stealth camping, how many people could actually cope with it psychologically? How many people could cope with, eating perhaps a little less than the average Westerner is expected or used to? Can they live on lentils and rice with a bit of curry? Yum, yum. I haven't had any cheese, any milk. Instead, I've been living on coconut milk. Honestly, I thought I'd be very depressed by now, 2 weeks later, but no. Found if you add a bit more oil to the bread, that it gets a bit softer. I think an egg would be a real luxury, but let's assume maybe you could find, like there are around here, guinea fowls, this type of wild pheasant. But if not, I've got an egg. I wouldn't call that excessive luxury. The thing is, can you live as a really poor, destitute person on the run, a refugee? Can you do it over an extended period of time and maintain your mental okayness? And I consider it a glory and an honor almost. There's a bit of salt. I like my salt. I consider it a glory and an honor to stealth camp and to live as a poor person or a refugee or a person on the run, even from, say, Mr. 666. You may find that people decide to flee to the hills from religious persecution, and you find after a few days they can't survive because they can't do without what they consider the luxuries of modern living. And now they want to go back, and you've shown them your hideout, your shelter, your bug out place, and now you're scared if they go back. They could tell the authorities. But if you test people beforehand, you put them through a course like this, make them eat rations for 2 weeks, make them bug out, test them before you show them your precious bug out shelter, because once you take people there, you don't want them wanting to leave. So when the brown stuff hits the twirly thing, it's hardly going to be any use you having a lovely bug out shelter. If it's going to be compromised by the human element, which is people who just can't cope with it. So I'm finding this meal quite adequate, quite delicious. An egg, a bit of pilchards, Might as well finish the pilchards. But I must say, I'm leaving the worst test for last. The test that really is going to test me the most. And that is, I just stealth camp for the evening. Sure, I may be eating prepper rations and stealth rations for 2 weeks at home and so on. But I've got all the things to stimulate me, all the mod cons, everything that opens and closes, TV, internet, YouTube. The thing I really want to test is to just go into the wild, build yourself a shelter, maybe even a new shelter each day, but just to do nothing, have nothing, do nothing. I'll allow myself a cell phone. So I can read books, listen to the radio, etc. But to force yourself to do absolutely nothing, I think to me that's going to be the greatest, most difficult test. And that is why I am putting it off almost till the last. So I would say that is the thing that I really feel I still need to test myself, and that is for a week. Wow. Just go into the nowhere. It's not like a holiday. It's not like you going on holiday, you've got exciting things, beautiful places, holiday activities, spending money, shopping. This is just going into the wild, probably just by yourself, maybe with another person if you could find another sucker, but probably just by yourself, and with your cell phone. And I would take a solar panel to recharge it. Can you just survive eating your prepper rations, maybe making a new bug out, whatever you want to do? You could make furniture, you could do whatever. But the thing is, can you get into a routine? And I think it takes about a week to get into a routine where you've said to yourself, I'm just going to do nothing except what I can do with my cell phone. And so you're stuck there. And will the absence of stimulation drive you nuts and cause problems? Now, I don't think it will. I think it'd be just like before I started stealth camping, say in a dark forest. I thought, wow, could I be scared of darkness? And especially in a forest. And I found, no, it wasn't a problem. So I could almost say I don't think it will be a problem, but it just means I've got to throw a week of my life at just doing nothing, stuck in the veld, in the bush, away from everybody else, and get into a routine and just see, yeah, okay, if after a week you would know, you'd be in a routine and you'd know, yeah, I can do this, and I've done it before, so that one day when you have to go and bug out, you know exactly how you're going to feel. So that is probably the greatest test, and I'm going to have to do that someday. So I've done now the prepper foods, works great. I've done the shelters, no problem. I've slept in every kind of habitat that I can think of, not a problem. So the only thing that I really need to do is to just do nothing for a week in the bush, hidden away somewhere, find a nice place, just with a cell phone and a solar panel to recharge it, and just, yeah. I mean, obviously when you were bugging out, you wouldn't have a cell phone because they'd be able to trace where you were. but you could have some sort of device, a Kindle, whatever, with your books on it, which you could read, which is untraceable. So that's it. So all going well so far, and I'm going to pump up my mattress now and looking forward to a very nice night's sleep. So we're going to make a bird's nest shelter here. The essence of it is we're going to lay branches flat, build them up, form a bit of an aces, then pile, so lay horizontal branches, then poke vertical taller branches into the horizontal branches and form a bird's nest. We're going to leave an area big enough to sleep in. So we've cut a lot of branches, and let's do our bird's nest shelter right here. So we're just forming our base of branches here, and let's get a few more. Now that we have our base, let's start using our base as an oasis to put in upright branches. What I've done there is I'm weaving. One branch goes behind, one branch goes in front, wattle and daub style, and I'm strengthening the uprights. So, not the neatest job, but we have a lovely sleeping space here with a wall. We can block up that far wall, and then this can here be our entrance. Plenty of space to sleep.